Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Animac here from Anime Uproar, and welcome back to the Naruto Virgin podcast. This episode, we're going to be talking about another show-stopping fight. Last week, we had Shikamaru and Choji really shining, and this week, we have Neji just really kicking some ass. It was an epic battle. Loved it a lot. And joining me, we got Nux and Briggs.
Nux and Briggs!
My brother Gozen, who's usually here with us, couldn't make it today. But, we'll have to carry on without him somehow.
It won't be easy.
No, I see a bunch of people in chat. They're already saying I came here for Gozen and I'm down. I'm out. I'm not gonna stay here. But that's how it is. That's how it is, guys. So we can get right into it, right?
Yeah, it looks like it kind of starts off with the ending of Choji's fight, if you want to take it from there.
Yeah, so Choji in the last time when it left off, Choji, Detroit smashed that dude whose name I don't care about for. And in this...
Jerobo!
Yeah, whatever. And now...
Jerobo! His iconic weird haircut!
Yeah, he's a thick boy.
He's iconic, man!
But you know what else is what is more iconic? Butterfly mode Choji, anorexic, and then big boy Choji. Honestly, a really cool fight.
Yo,
Yeah,
and then
it is a cool fight.
Then Shikamaru sees that butterfly. Symbols. Yeah, so Choji ended up winning that fight. And we see that the villain mark evaporates on Geronimo.
Geronimo!
He's knocked unconscious, so Choji wins, but Choji's definitely reeling from using those, spicy sauces that he was using.
It's unclear whether he's dead or not.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It looks like he really took a beating and he might die. And then we see Shikamaru seeing the butterfly. And it's like, yo, is this symbolic that the dude just died? Did the dude just die?
No, but that's a really cool scene though. Like he looks at the butterfly and he's like, wow, Choji really, he went all out for the team. Like I had faith in you and the faith was deserved.
Yeah, but he doesn't know what happened to him yet, right? Like he doesn't know the outcome.
He doesn't know exactly what happened.
Exactly,
no.
Yeah. So he, Choji definitely stepped up to the plate, but for all Shikamaru and the guys know, he could be dead.
Yeah, man.
Could have sacrificed his life. Which is, admirable, but it would also be pretty freaking insane.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so after that, Choji...
And to think of this like on a philosophical level. All these people are out there sacrificing their life because one of theirs was taken, I think that's really commendable.
Yeah, and I mean, we gotta remember
he wasn't even taken. He kind of chose to go too.
Yeah, but they don't know that.
That's true. That is true.
Like these guys are kids at this point. They're not elite, Jonin ninja. They are.
Yeah, but you have to realize they were raised on this mindset, like ever since they were little.
Yeah, but they're like a ragtag team formed hastily. They're just kids, and yet they're willing to sacrifice their lives if need be. That's a totally different mentality from like what we have in our world.
Yeah, especially considering they're like 12, right? It's not like they're like 17, 18 joining the army.
Yeah, they're not even like close to being adults. But, it is a different world.
Yeah, but again, you have to realize that it's all based on all these things are based on culture.
Yeah.
Like 100 years ago, going to work at the age of 12 was considered normal,
Yeah, and in ninja culture or samurai culture or even like Spartan culture in our own world, yeah, kids would be expected to do all these things by that age. It's like you live that lifestyle.
Dude, I'm not even talking about Spartan culture. I mean farmers.
Yeah, but I mean farmers it's hard, but it's
12.
not like you're not going on missions to try to liberate people from deadly ninjas.
It's true, but the point is
farmers also got drafted.
I think that age very often is like it's what's expected of you,
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly. It's a cultural understanding for sure.
Yeah.
And that's
so anyway, Choji out there risking his life.
Yeah,
and the rest
definitely
of them
Choji, big respect to Choji. I'm guessing he's still alive.
Yeah, you could tell. You could see like in this chapter 191, like he's opening his eyes, like he got up and all that. Like he's not dead.
Yeah, like it took a lot out of him, but I'm sure he's gonna survive because I feel like a death scene for someone like that, it would have been more heavily emphasized, like what was happening. And then we have the other guys, the other four went in pursuit of Sasuke and the ninjas who are holding him. So Choji sacrificed himself in order to allow them to do that. And the sound guys totally underestimated the boys, as I'm calling them. I'm calling them
There we go. Let's go. It's the boys.
because they didn't even bother leaving traps or anything because they thought that Jirobo would take them out, right? So they didn't even consider the possibility that they would still be followed. So they stopped using traps or anything like that, making it easier for the boys to catch up to them.
Meanwhile,
And then
Choji was able to pull it off by himself and let the rest of them keep pursuing, right? And
Yeah, and
they
they don't even
thought,
know-
like, yeah, Jirobo will just take them all out. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
Dude,
they don't even know that
Choji was
Choji won.
extremely helpful, but Choji alone wouldn't have done anything. Shikamaru got them out of that dome.
That's
They
true.
thought that dome would be enough to beat them.
That is true.
Yeah. Yeah, so last chapter we had both Shikamaru and Choji shine for sure, like last section of the story. And then
Yeah.
what happens here is once they catch up, one of the other sound guys, the spider ninja guy,
Yeah, the guy with a bunch of arms.
Kidomaru, yeah, Kidomaru.
Kidomaru, he stays behind. So he's like, okay, shit. So clearly Jirobo failed. So now I'm gonna stay behind and take them down. So then the boys are like, yo, we gotta keep pursuing them. So Neji's like, I'll stay behind this time and I'll take on Spider Jutsu guy.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that it ends up like Power Ranger style. They just send one enemy at a time,
Yeah,
cringe.
it turns into a 1v1, and then another 1v1, and then another 1v1.
Well, it makes
Like-
sense it does make sense in this case because the sound guys, they're trying to get Sasuke to Orochimaru as soon as possible. And the boys are trying to stop them. So it makes sense for them to, throw obstacles at the boys while still moving towards their target because time is a factor. And it makes sense for the boys to keep pursuing while, leaving someone to fight.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so then we have Neji versus Spider Guy, which you say his name is Kidomaru?
Kidomaru.
Kidomaru, yeah. And that is an awesome fight, man.
Dude, what's so crazy is I was so blown away by the Choji fight, right?
Yeah.
I think this fight tops the Choji fight in every way.
The great thing about the Choji fight is that you just don't expect Choji to be so badass, right?
True.
You don't
Well,
I
you
was
didn't
not
expect-
expecting.
The greatness is you didn't expect Choji to be so badass, but you didn't expect Neji to be so selfless.
That's true.
Yeah, because I already thought that Neji was really powerful, so I expected him to be a much more of a challenge than Choji. But so Choji surprised me because he ended up being such a Chad, and then the Neji fight surprised me because it was such a great fight overall. It was like so multifaceted, so many cool things happening, cool jutsus. Yeah, it was really really good.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
So the
I'm
Spider
with-
Guy's ability, Kidomaru's ability, is like he can secrete a substance that can both be sticky and hardened, like metal, basically, right?
Yeah, so he could trap people, but also use the hardened one to like snipe them or attack them.
Yeah, and he can secrete this from his mouth and from his sweat glands,
Yeah.
which is super gross. But
Yeah.
let's go.
He's
Like,
basically
so
the
wait,
better,
is this like a
better version of
ninjutsu?
Spider-Man.
Is he a ninjutsu or has he been experimented on? Like, I'm confused.
I
So,
think this is
hold
a
on.
jutsu.
So, one thing we didn't mention about the Jirobo fight is that each of these sound ninjas has a curse mark.
Yes, they
Right?
do.
Ah,
Yeah.
so it was a curse mark then. Okay, that makes sense.
So, he's just naturally that style. If you look at the type of people that Orochimaru seems to be collecting, they're all weird. Like, none of them are your typical ninjas going with generic jutsu.
Yeah.
They all have, like, these weird, like,
Some-
genetic type
Which we
jutsu
will learn about. For
thing.
example, Sasuke's got the Sharingan.
Sharingan. Right. Which we know about already.
Yeah, so Orochimaru is into some like eugenics shit, bro.
Yeah, sure.
Anyway, so the other thing about this substance that Kidomaru can secrete is that it can actually block chakra attacks, right?
Yes.
Yes. So it's very similar to like Neji as well, because Neji can block chakra as well.
Yeah, but the thing
Yeah.
with Neji is that his whole strength is his eyes, his whole seeing eye, the Hyuga eye, right? And so he can see an opponent's weak points and chakra points and stuff like that and use that to his advantage. But Kidomaru has the ability to literally cover himself in this substance and block off all his chakra entry points, making it much harder for Neji to press his advantage, the whole eye thing.
Yeah, and also it's super hard to attack Neji, but it's not hard to attack Neji when he's trapped in webs, you know?
Yeah.
Because Neji's got his whole Seikuken thing going on. That's not what it's called, but that's what I call it.
Hey! Animac, you get the reference?
Yes, it's from Kenichi.
Let's go!
Let's go!
Yeah, and basically, the fight goes on. There's obviously interesting twists and turns, and eventually, Kidomaru transforms into this like demonic form, which is a result of the curse mark, I'm guessing, right?
Mhm. And
And that's kind
Jirobu, the other guy also, Geronimo also did it as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
he had one too. So it's like almost like this like final form, demon form that makes him even more powerful. So when he enters that mode, he's just like going crazy. But Neji manages to trick him because Kidomaru tried too hard to focus on Neji's blind spot, like this spot in his back, which was his blind
Like
spot.
this 1
which
millimeter spot.
Yeah, he figured out like,
Yeah.
okay, so Neji's trying to avoid being hit here because he can't see this place, and this is the only place where I'm actually being able to hit him. So he focuses on it so hard to hit him there, but Neji anticipated that this guy would figure that out. So
Which is so cool.
yeah, so he's prepared for it, and he presses that to his advantage, and that's how he manages to turn the fight into a W for him.
Like he realized that the ninja he was fighting was capable enough and competent enough to see his weakness, and he took that into account and countered it. Like
Yeah, he did
so,
not-
I just think
that's,
that,
there's
like-
so few anime that fucking do this, man.
I was gonna say the same. When it came to Choji, it was emotional because we're seeing Choji being a badass.
Yeah, he
Here we're seeing
sacrificed his
Neji
life
being
as well.
selfless,
He took something
as
that he
I've
wasn't...
mentioned.
Yeah, go ahead.
But here, this fight, the tactics in the fight, because when it came to Jirobo and Choji, the way they were being hyped up is that they're both like big beefy dudes, and whoever has more beef is gonna win the fight. You know, like that's kind of the
Yeah.
impression I got. But when it comes to Kidomaru, they're two big brain dudes, and it's all about who's gonna have a bigger brain. So like when you saw the attack of the spiders coming everywhere, and he used 8 trigrams, 128 palms, and he's flying around.
64 was the max used. I think 64.
No. 64 was the max used in the Naruto fight. He showed for the first time 128 palms in this fight.
Oh, did he?
Which was him going at double speed basically, and blasting away the spiders. And you got Kidomaru playing 100 billion% safe in the so far distance with a bow and arrow, just saying, okay, I'm just gonna whittle away at this dude, and he will never be able to get me because I'm so far away. And I'm not gonna miss my shots either because I have this super fine thread attached from the arrow to the bow with my chakra running through it so that I can control the trajectory of the arrows too. Like, I found it funny. You know the meme of like, I'm using 100% of my power. You know that meme?
Yeah.
Yes.
So like Kidomaru was like, my 100% accurate shot, and Neji would still block them because he would predict where they're going. And then he's like, now my 120% accurate shot. He actually did that. I
Meanwhile,
was
none of them
dying.
hit.
No,
Yeah,
no, that one hit.
The
He
120?
let the arrow hit him so
Yes.
that he could send his chakra
Oh,
through the wire to immobilize Kidomaru.
I remember that. He had like
How
3 spikes
crazy
through
is
through
that?
Neji's chest in order to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it.
So Neji
Yes.
was willing to take the punishment, take the damage in his
Yeah.
blind spot area in order to achieve his ultimate plan and to bait the opponent into kind of focusing too much on that one area and screwing up.
It's not just focusing too much on that one area. He ended up impaled, dude. Like that arrow javelin thingy, it went completely through the guy.
I'm pretty sure like
And then Neji, while he's on the floor, bleeding out, essentially, he sends his chakra through the wire to immobilize Kidomaru, and then crawls up to him for the dub.
Yeah.
Like, that is so insane.
Yeah, and one crazy thing too that I wasn't expecting from Neji, he multiple times thought about Naruto towards this whole thing, and kind of Naruto was an inspiration for him because of how crazy he is and how he never gives up no matter what the odds. And to me, Neji seemed like a guy who's like thinks he's way better than Naruto. But the fact that he respected Naruto, at least even maybe not publicly, but privately
Oh,
and
I-
took him as
Naruto-
his inspiration.
Naruto changed his whole worldview.
Yeah, he
man.
earned his respect and changed his perspective because he won the fight. Hard work won, and perseverance won. So in this fight, he's persevering, like in a similar
Yeah,
way
yeah,
Naruto
also,
would.
he sort of
what I'm
got
saying.
closure with his father's death then too, right?
That's true.
That's what I'm saying, because with Neji, when we first met him, like he would never have acted this way. And he's already very different.
Yeah. Completely different.
Yeah, I don't like him as much as Shikamaru, but
No,
he
neither
is
do
cool.
I.
Shikamaru's
very
best
cool.
boy, bro. I can't believe they didn't do a sequel based on Shikamaru's son, Bikamaru, instead of Boruto, bro.
What are you saying? You think Shikamaru's son is not in Boruto's class? Of course he is.
But is his name Bikamaru?
It might as well be. No,
And
it's... God damn it, what is... I don't remember his name.
But he should be the main guy. That's my point.
Agreed. But he almost is the main guy. He's one of the main characters. Well, in the anime at least. In the manga, not so much.
I heard the manga's way better than the anime, though.
Yeah, true.
Isn't like the first 100
Anyway.
episodes of Boruto filler?
Yeah.
How could you do
Anyway.
that? How could you do that to a series? I got mad that the first like 3 episodes of Black Clover only covered 1 chapter and had filler in it. It's like, why would you start a series? You're trying to get people into your show, so the beginning needs to be good, and you start off with 100 episodes of filler. What the fuck is
No,
wrong
it's
with
messed
you?
Yeah,
up.
that's insane.
It's
That is-
messed up. It's messed up. They had a whole crazy arc with like the new generation 7 swordsmen of the mist. It was the cringiest thing of all time, man. Like actually.
One thing I want to say is that even though Neji, we could say he won because he was the underdog, him and Kidomaru kind of knocked each other out, right?
Yeah.
Like, they knocked each other out. It was pretty much a draw in that sense. But Neji is convinced that Naruto will succeed in saving Sasuke. So by allowing them to, the boys to keep going, he won.
Yeah, it was the same thing with Choji.
Yes, at the
Choji
end of the
and
day-
Neji have both sacrificed themselves to take out 2 people and let the other boys continue to pursue Sasuke and not lose like their trail.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the day, these fights are, they're all contingent on the fact that eventually Sasuke is retrieved.
Yeah, and
Like,
Naruto's obviously gonna, do the big heavy lifting at the end. One can
Well,
assume.
who knows?
but-
Who knows? And also, I like why it was selected that Neji stays back. He stayed back in that fight because he's like, I'm the only one that could see these chakra threads. You guys are all just going to be destroyed. So they also played to their personal advantages. Like,
That's true.
Yeah.
I really like how strategic all the fights in Naruto are. I don't know about you guys, but these fights are just really, really entertaining.
Absolutely, and I think from a writer's perspective, this is really complex and like, what's his name? The author of Naruto,
Kishimoto.
Kishimoto?
Yeah, so he must have like really thought this out way ahead of time, like all the different jutsus and how the fights would go and all this other stuff, because there's a lot of thought that goes into this, and it reminds me of like kind of like the stand fights in JoJo's, which are really intricate. These powers are often very specific, and they often have specific abilities, and then they have to match with each other in certain ways. And it's really cool. So much thought has gone into it.
I
It's not
wouldn't
just-
say they're
it's not
stand
just who's gonna
fights here.
punch.
I'll be honest, but they're much more emotional fights. Like the focus in these fights is much more emotionally based than stand fights. Stand fights is all about the different mechanics of the stands,
Yeah, and I mean, I think Stands is kind of the example of great battle mechanics, but this is reminiscent of that in the sense that you have these specific jutsus that have very specific properties, and when they interact with each other, certain things happen. So I think, I don't know, maybe Naruto's going to change later on, but so far it's definitely been quite intricate and strategic. Like, compare that to 1,000,000% Detroit Smash.
True.
I wasn't gonna say it, but I'm happy you did.
Hell yeah.
I was biting my tongue to say, what about My Hero Academia? But yeah, no. It's,
And so Adamak also mentioned that like Sasuke was saying there is someone who can find and rescue Sasuke from his darkness. Kind of like saying that like Neji was saved by his darkness in a similar way, Like he believes in Naruto that he could pull it off because it happened to him.
yeah. 100%.
Yeah, and now can we talk about swastikas a bit?
I'd rather not, but we could if you
Preferably
want.
Wow.
not, but sure.
Too bad, Nux. No, because in the Viz manga edition, they don't censor out the swastika on
Why
Neji's
would
forehead.
they?
They
Why
just
would they?
explain that this is a Buddhist symbol, right?
Yeah,
But
right.
in the anime,
What
from what I've
difference?
heard, they
Oh
It's
do
yeah, in the
censor
anime
it.
they do. They change it to like
And
an.
and I also believe that right now Tokyo Revengers is being censored on Crunchyroll for having swastika in symbolism. And I think it's just the more I think about it, the more that pisses me off. Because like think about this.
Okay, I'm sad it pisses you off, Animac.
No, but the swastika in this sense, in this context, is a old Buddhist symbol, and also it's also in Hinduism, and they're important religious symbols. And just because some douchebag from Germany a few years, like a couple decades ago,
I
misused
love
it.
that this is a talking point in the Naruto Virgin podcast.
No, but it's true. It's like think about it. What? Okay, I'm a Christian,
I
right?
agree with you.
So
I'm with you.
imagine if some asshole in Japan misused the cross, and then the Japanese government or whatever media are like, we're never going to show the cross again. Like I would be offended as a Christian. It's like, what do you mean? That guy doesn't
That's
speak
true.
for me.
Animac, you would really be offended, bro.
And it's not like
If the
it's not like the
cross- yeah, if the
swastika
cross
in
is
this case.
banned.
Like Neji was marked with the swastika. It wasn't like this swastika is a way of showing that he's superior. It's actually the complete reverse. Right? Isn't
Yeah,
he
and
marked
I mean,
because he's not the head
literally-
family?
When media censors this, it's literally because they want to spare completely ignorant Westerners of being offended for no reason. And it's just so cringe to me. Like, it's like, bro, you can have an editor's note explaining it for people, like they do in the manga, but censoring out people's religious symbols, like, it's literally the definition of cultural appropriation. Like,
People
it was
don't care about
appropriated.
context, Animac.
ugh,
People
it's
don't care about context. They see it. Articles will be rewritten. Tweets will be made, and it hurts a series. So it's better not even to put it into the anime.
But yeah, like I said, I'm not a Buddhist or a Hindu, right?
You're
So
not a Buddhist?
it's not that offensive to me personally. But if if it was a Christian symbol, I would be absolutely offended. It's like, why? Because some asshole misused it. Now that means that I can't have my symbol portrayed in media ever again. Like, that's so ridiculous to me.
That's ridiculous.
I agree.
All right. Well, thank you, Animac. What were you talking about? Oh yeah, Naruto.
Yeah, this is all about Naruto, bro. Yeah, so then after the big Neji fight, we go to Orochimaru, and his condition is getting worse, and he needs to switch bodies like immediately. And of course, he wants Sasuke, but it looks like Sasuke's body's not gonna make it there in time. And I don't think, like, does Sasuke realize how he intends to make him stronger? I don't think he does.
No, I don't.
Because it's like he volunteered to go, and then Orochimaru is just planning on stealing his body.
Yeah, like,
Honestly,
like we
I'll be
know that he
completely
wants
honest.
a body to make himself immortal again, or like have a body that works. But like all Sasuke sees, it's like, wow, he gives these guys these marks and they become stronger. I want to be stronger.
Well, I'll be honest. I don't know. I don't know exactly what Sasuke thinks, and I don't think Sasuke is really thinking about it. I think
he's
Sasuke's
just
doing his
thinking
best not
power.
to thinking
I want
about it.
power
He just feels inadequate, and he wants power.
to take on Itachi to surpass Naruto.
Yeah.
And then where are we currently?
So then we meet Kimimaru, right?
Yes.
Kimimaru is this guy who was supposed to be a vessel for Orochimaru, but he's sick or something.
Which means that maybe not. He doesn't consider whatever Kimimaru could do. Maybe it's not Sharingan tier, but obviously it's something pretty crazy that Orochimaru wanted him before Sasuke as a vessel.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what happened to his body? Something went wrong with his body, so he
He
couldn't.
got a disease.
Yeah, so that's why he had to go for Sasuke, because he couldn't use this guy. But this guy is like some kind of like cultist loyalist to like Orochimaru. He like loves Orochimaru. Yeah.
Yep.
Which
And
I didn't get exactly why.
It's explained. That's explained like way later, in like a flashback in Shippuden. Way later.
Okay. Yeah, but
But,
anyway, like he's super loyal to Orochimaru.
Not
and
only
he's
is he
actually
super loyal, it's mentioned that he actually did something pretty crazy. It's mentioned, I believe, that he is the one that personally killed the Kazekage.
I don't think that's mentioned yet, Nux.
It's mentioned now. Around now.
Okay. The point is, yeah, this guy's really, really loyal, and he's sad that he can't be the vessel, but he volunteers to go and help retrieve Sasuke sooner, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And so I don't know. I didn't get this part. Kimimaru says his body is weak due to his illness, but somehow he's moving with his mind, like he's a psychic.
I didn't get that impression. I just thought he was like he's super weak because of his illness, but he's so loyal to Orochimaru. It's his willpower that's pushing him
I
forward at
don't
this
want
point.
to
Yeah, 'cause-
explain it, but from what I understood, it says like he's using his ability to help him still like move.
Yes, that too. But whatever that means.
Like if a normal person got the disease, they would probably not be able to move anymore, maybe, or like wouldn't be able to function as well.
Yeah, and it seems that it kind of reminded me of like the elfin lead type powers, but I guess it's more of a willpower thing.
Only time will tell.
But then
Where'd you,
what
where'd you
happens
get up to? Where'd this go to?
We only have a little
So-
bit more to cover, not much.
Are
So
you kidding me?
basically what happens is Kimimaru then joins the fight. So as the boys catch up to the last two sound guys and who are carrying Sasuke's body, Kimimaru ends up confronting them, taking Sasuke's body, like the container holding his body, and then Naruto confronts him, and then Naruto literally uses like hundreds of shadow clones to surround Kimimaru.
Which is
And that
really
is-
dope.
And that is where we stop, right? So it's like one-on-one seemingly duel is coming between Naruto and Kimimaru.
Yeah, it seemed like Kiba was fighting one of them, and then Kimimaru snuck up on on Naruto and Sasuke, and then Naruto like defends them with a million shadow clones, and it's super cool. Or like he isolates to 1v1 him. I'm trying to find
Yeah.
the panel right now. Oh
Yeah,
my
because I
God,
think
that's
Kimimaru
cool.
was trying to just get away with Sasuke's body, like he was trying to speed up the process, but of getting Sasuke to Orochimaru. But then Naruto confronted him, and if I understood correctly, didn't they say that Orochimaru actually had to switch his body?
Yes.
Like he's getting
So-
forced to, yeah.
Yeah, so he actually did switch his body already before Sasuke arrived, and he's pissed about it because I guess he can't take Sasuke's body now for like a few years or something.
Yep.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Okay, so I understood that correctly. So then Orochimaru's plan failed, but I guess he's trying to still get Sasuke so he can like keep him on ice or something for later. I don't know how this works.
Well, I
Keep
don't
him
think
on
he's
ice.
keeping him on ice. He's just training him. The stronger he gets, the better body he'll get whenever he decides he wants it.
Okay, but he's not gonna tell him, "Oh, I'm gonna take your body." He's just gonna be like, "Hey, bro, I'm gonna make you stronger because we're cool, right?"
Yeah, something like that.
Dude, I
thought
love this
he's a-
panel. This panel is
thought she's
so
a
cool.
dick,
I just
guy.
I've been trying to find it. What's it called? Where
Wait,
like,
hold on. If you saw the shadow clone scene, then you didn't see the
The
other
shadow
men-
clone, the shadow
Yeah.
clone just begins. The
Yeah, the
fight
shadow-
is
Oh,
just
wait.
beginning.
So hold on. So where's Kiba right now?
Kiba was fighting the girl.
Kiba was not fighting the girl. Kiba was fighting the dude with the other head on his back.
Oh, you're right.
Oh yeah, that dude, he's so creepy. Like he's like, is he two people? Like
Yo,
what's going on?
I didn't read it this week, and I have to tell you that this is happening. What's
Well,
going
I
on,
didn't- I
Virgin?
didn't read it either, bro.
I was complaining to the Virgin
Okay, well, why are we even doing the podcast if no one read it, guys?
because
Well,
I know it.
We've watched it before and read
This
it.
is about the Virgin,
This is
bro.
about the Virgin, bro.
Okay, so yeah,
Well,
read
I
it,
mean, we're
but-
good enough to remember most of the things. We might just miss a couple
We
of
were-
details.
Yeah, couple details.
But yo, I love this
so-
page, dude. I love this this panel where like he's surrounded by like literally like hundreds, I would say, of clones, and Kimimaru's just like interesting.
Yeah, and Kimimaru, he's like, what's it called? What's the name of his attack? Like something dance, because he has.
No,
His
we
style
didn't,
is-
we didn't get to really see him use anything yet. Or
Oh,
did
you
we?
didn't see any of his fights? Okay.
Yeah, the fight was basically just.
Dude,
so
I'm
he
honestly,
shows up.
I'm not
He
gonna lie,
shows up, and
next
we can
week-
tell. Hold on, Max. He shows up, and you can tell that Kimimaru is strong. He grabs Sasuke's body because that's the priority. But like, you can tell that if he fought, he would kick ass. But then Naruto stops him from leaving and kind of confronts him one-on-one. And it's foreshadowed that Naruto and Kimimaru are gonna be going into an epic one-on-one in the next several chapters.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's foreshadowed. A few things are foreshadowed, in fact. Like the fact that I don't know, where's Shikamaru right now?
Well, Shikamaru and Kiba are fighting the other two people, Tayuya and the
Did you
guy
see
with two
any of
heads.
those fights yet, or not yet?
I think
Kinda
they're in
is
progress. Those
Briefly
fights are in
started
progress.
both of them.
Yeah.
So, do you know any of their powers? Animek?
I think we began to see their powers, but I don't have my.
He's got a scary
chapters.
head.
Yeah, he has like 2 heads, and he can fight like from both
Do-
sides. And then
Do-headed bit of
Tayu, I
one?
feel like we did learn her powers. I don't have my chapters here in front of me.
It's okay. We covered mostly everything. I'm trying to find what we should read for next week.
Please make it awesome, Briggs.
Well, yeah, I did with the Shadow Clones because if I'm like I could only really give Animac in like another 2 or 3 chapters. The Neji fight was actually quite long.
The Neji
Yeah.
fight was really good, but I
Very
was
good.
the one that said all the details.
It didn't feel long, but it was long, in like a good way.
All the exposition and the strategy. The strategies.
Dude, okay, I'm just gonna look on the actual thing. So,
But yes,
boys,
like I do think that it's really a promising series right now. Like,
I was gonna
Well, I
say,
mean,
how
it's
you enjoying Naruto so far?
Relatively popular, I'd say. Like, yeah, I guess it's promising.
yeah, well, promising from my perspective as obviously not having read most of it or anything, but I do think it's popular because it's good. That's for sure.
Hell yeah! Not just because it's was one of the long-running shonens with the perfect.
Oh yeah, it's like
target
not just
demographic at the
oh
time.
it's nostalgia or whatever. It's definitely really good.
So we stopped at 202 this week, correct? So yes. Okay, let's
Sounds
flip
about
over
right.
here. I'm gonna give you a little bit more this time, Animac, if that's cool.
Okay, how much more?
I'm trying to find a good stopping point. Bro, I went the fucking wrong way.
Believe in yourself, Briggs.
So Nux,
What?
how you liking Dark Souls?
Honestly, dude, I am loving Dark Souls.
Hell yeah! I'm so happy you finally decided to start it.
Oh, okay. So Tayuya showed some ability just in chapter 202 itself to like summon a bunch of golems or something.
Yep.
So yeah, that was and Shikamaru's like, bruh, bruh.
Yeah, because Shikamaru is not exactly. He's not your go-to fighter dude. He's not like a master of combat that he's gonna go up ahead against like 40 guys.
And he's like rash, you know, like from a logical perspective, I should have just like given up on this mission long ago. Why do I have to do this?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
I
so
found the stopping point. 217.
Okay.
202
Nice.
and 217, if that's cool.
203 to 217, right? 'Cause
203
we
to
already read-
217, yes.
How does Naruto summon so many freaking shadow clones? Like that's insane.
Well,
He had
honestly,
a
I
large
think
chakra supply.
if you look at that image, I may be mistaken, but I think they all have like the nine tail eyes. No?
It'd probably be easier to see in the anime.
Well, not the original definitely does, but we don't see their eyes from the
Well,
panel.
if the original does, then he's utilizing the chakra. So
So he's able to make so many clones because he's using Nine Tails chakra.
Yeah, I mean that's the only explanation that it's the Nine-Tailed chakra. Because like with his own, there's no way. Like this is literally hundreds. Like this
Yeah.
is hundreds of clones.
although even with his own, he could do quite a bit, more than most ninja.
Yeah, because it is kind of his. He turned it into like his thing, his specialty. But still, yeah, this is like crazy.
Well, I just think it's because he has a massive chakra pool that he's able to do it.
Yeah, all the girls love his massive chakra.
Yeah.
It's true. Shikamaru always does fight girls.
Yeah, I know. It's hilarious. All the time.
I
And he
just
always
love his,
complains
I just
about
love
it,
his whole
too.
approach. Like his whole thing is like the embodiment of like, I'd rather be fishing. Me.
Pretty much.
Yeah, respect to Shikamaru. I really understand now why you guys like him so much. Like when he first was introduced and we didn't know much about him, and you guys were like, "Yo, it's our boy Shikamaru." I was like, "What? Who cares?"
He seems
He's
like a
just some
forgettable
guy.
character at first. I guess.
Yeah, like he's not even drawn in a unique way. He's wearing that like normal uniform that they all wear, and his hair is just normal hair, like not any crazy colors or shape.
Dude, we don't like characters because they have cool hair, okay?
What do you mean,
speak
bro?
for yourself, bro. Yugi Moto was so
Yeah.
cool.
Honestly, that is why Yugi's a cool character.
Look at Naruto's hair. Look at Neji's hair. Look at Kiba's hair. They all have like the hair, bro.
Neji's hair, you said? Kiba's hair? They just have boring hair.
I wouldn't say it's boring. Kiba
Bro,
has like
you could've said
messy long
Kakashi,
hair.
man.
Kiba?
Kiba has messy long hair, and Neji has also long hair with like these weird sideburns and shit.
I love how you appreciate the long hair. It's so funny.
And then Choji,
For anime,
look
it doesn't even matter if it's weird colors or styles, as long as it's long. Anime
yo,
happy.
look at
He can
Choji.
self-insert himself.
He has hair. He looks like he's wearing like a speedo upside down on his head, bro.
Maybe he is wearing a speedo upside down in his head.
That's a Chadley move. Like not everyone can pull that off, but Choji can.
Joji's that kind of guy.
I love how you chose Kiba and Neji when there's like Kakashi
I know. There's like
and
everyone has
Jiraiya.
crazy hair.
I'm talking about
This
just
arc.
the boys,
The boys.
current boys that are pursuing
That's so
stuff.
funny though.
Anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Next week we are talking up to chapter 217, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what Naruto can do against this Kimimaru guy, who has definitely been hyped up as like a legend. Like the way it seems,
He's pretty awesome.
the way it's been portrayed is like these other sound guys that were really powerful already are nothing compared to this guy. So it's like
that
he's
is
like
what
a
it's
next
portrayed.
level.
Honestly, Briggs, you looked at the chapters. Is next week the week?
I don't know.
What do you mean, the
Dude,
week, bro?
my favorite thing that happens in this entire arc, I think, is next week.
Okay, we'll
I
see
love
because
what
I
you're
don't know what
talking
that
about
means.
too, but I didn't see it happen yet.
No!
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
I
to
can't
see
go
what you
further
mean.
than 217, man. And it's a good stopping point.
Oh, so that means it's probably not going to be next week.
No, but like the fight, a lot of that fight that you refer to happens. It's longer than I remembered before what you're
no,
saying
no,
happens.
no.
We also- I didn't
I'm
mention
not
this.
even referring to that.
But we also saw Kabuto again, and like he's just chilling there. He's like, "Yo, so if you want to take my body, Orochimaru, it's cool." Like, why are people so loyal to this fucking guy, man?
Well, I mean, Kabuto offers it, knowing Orochimaru won't take it. I don't think he has any special,
Yeah, like I want to know more about Kabuto. Like, why is he doing all of this, man?
It's not like Kabuto has like an extra large penis that Orochimaru would go for. You know what I'm saying?
God damn it, Nux.
Okay, well, to be fair, Nux, I know you're trying to be funny, but
I
if you were
was.
switching bodies, that would be a factor. I feel.
Like you got what's his name, Kimimaru, and like he's like the strongest person around. He's got like a micro penis. Like I'll pass.
Yeah, it's like, bruh, listen.
He's like this guy's got the Sharingan and like all these other things. I'm
Yeah,
good.
but no, man, you gotta have be able to do the sexy jutsu with the ladies. Anyway, this is getting out of control. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.
Bang.